What? Penis joke. What? Why? Oh boy. What? Huh? I don't know. I have no idea. What is happening? This is so bizarre.
You're watching musical theater MASH.
So, I have a bit of a confession to make. I've never watched Sunday in the Park with George. I've never listened to Sunday in the Park with George. I know a couple of songs from Sunday in the Park with George, but it's not a musical I know. So we're gonna watch it. I figured, how can I call myself a Stephen Sondheim fan and not have seen Sunday in the Park with George? Ridiculous. All right, here we go. I don't know how this is gonna go. Usually I watch bad musicals and talk over them, but this is fabulous. So I'm told. I don't know why I've never watched this. I love Into the Woods. It's got a bunch of the same cast. I've been living a lie. Living a lie. I've seen A Sunday Afternoon on the Island of La Grangette. It's in the Chicago Art Institute. It's huge. It's stunning. These are their stories. Bum bum. Oh, that's really cool. Bernadette Peters! She out of the forest I come.
What's the matter?
I hate this tree.
Where is that tree?
What a Sondheim show to start
They were talking about you.
without a song.
Oh.
Sunday in the Park with George.
They said it.
More. There are worse things than staring at the water as you posing for a picture being made by your lover in the middle of the summer on a Sunday.
There's the Sondheim I know. What? What? That's... But the dress is just... That was not what I expected. That was nowhere near anything I expected. I like Bernadette Peters, but sometimes in the past I've found her voice a little grating. Just a little bit. Nothing intolerable, but just a little bit. But she sings she has a very pretty voice in this musical so far. This is a complex song. All right, interesting. Not a big many person number like so many of Sondheim's shows. Jack's mother is my favorite. She will always be Jack's mother to me. Someone give me that hat. So far the hat game has been on point. The hat game and the facial hair game. Art critics, theater critics, painting critics, all kinds of critics. I have very little patience for a lot of critics. Like, on a personal level. I understand that people like the things they do, but I've never personally met a critic that I've been able to stand. Hat game, on point. What are we at, 3 fun hats now? Put a counter on the screen. Oh, over here. Put a counter on the screen. Sondheim loves his action scored to underscoring. Whether it's a makeup pad or a rolling pin. I think I've been a little afraid to watch Sunday in the Park with George. I get attached to like meta-theatrical pieces about artists being... It's always silly to call yourself an artist, but being an artist. You're worried that you might see yourself in the art and that'll cause your whole existence to implode upon itself. Mandy Patinkin is a beautiful human being. Have you seen that news report where they're interviewing him about something? It doesn't really matter. And one of the newscasters has to be called away because his child is being born. And Mandy Patinkin gets so excited, and like they totally throw off the interview, and he just wants to hear more about this new kid that's coming into the world.
Wait, Mandy, hold that story. Wait.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
He's going. His wife is in labor.
Oh my God, how thrilling.
He's going to have a baby.
Mazel tov.
All right, Dave, call us when the baby...
Oh my God, that's
yes.
so thrilling.
No, all
to
right,
hell
so-
with me.
No.
Let's cut away to the hospital.
Just beautiful human being. Did this show do well? I like it, but it doesn't seem like the sort of thing that appeals to a lot of theater-going crowd. It's very intellectual so far, and that sort of thing, you know, popular shows, not super cerebral and intellectual. This is really pretty. It's hard to talk over. I run into this from time to time. There's like a series of structures that have been drilled into my head of like how musical theater should exist, how it should be structured, you know, what flow it should follow. These are my I Want song videos and all sorts of things like that. And they're not rules, they're just ways in. And when something doesn't follow that, but is still interesting, doesn't seem broken or poorly constructed, it's difficult to process.
When the wind is rough and the master's drunk and mean and gruff.
This musical gets a little weird. There needs to be a word for the 80% of Sondheim songs that you can't sing at a cabaret. This is weird. This is really weird. George Seurat imitates dogs. Weird. It's one of the princes, right?
I like the one in the light hat.
Hat counter. I think one of the big fallacies of the show is it portrays artists as people that society seems to care about. But I can't even tell what pieces of food those are supposed to be. Remember me? I'm the dog. Is he gonna do another dog song? Ah, I know this song. Songs you can sing at a cabaret. When I talk to other people, I call them my moody bullshit artist moments. Those moments where you get too stuck in your head in a way that is difficult to describe. Finishing the hat. That's it. This is like a soap opera. A kinda slow soap opera. Is this just a prequel to Into the Woods? The witch has a kid with the baker. This is very moving. It does exemplify the big Sondheim criticism. There's not a tune you can hum. Which, you know, who cares? I like this. I understand the value of this. It's a little slow. I don't care about any of this. And it's the painting. I knew it was going to be the painting. That's pretty cool. So, what happens next? I guess I always just assumed that was the end. Sondheim, you and your fake out intermission endings. Sondheim and Lapine, I should say. Act 2. Here we go. What could, I don't know. I have no idea. Do you think they all stood in the same spots throughout all of intermission? Probably. You think this is where J.K. Rowling got the idea for talking paintings?
I like the one in the light hat.
Hat counter. What a weird way to start Act 2. What is happening? What is happening? What? This is so weird. This is like a bad school presentation. What is happening? Whoa, is this Close Encounters of the Third Kind? What is going on? This is so bizarre. Lasers? What? Why? This show took a really, really strange turn. Old Bernadette Peters is fabulous.
George has never been to France.
What do you think they did with these Mandy Patinkin cutouts after the show closed? I hope they're in Mandy Patinkin's living room.
There's never been any mention of a waffle stove.
What the heck does a waffle stove
But
look
I
like?
have a book.
Maybe that'll be my obscure Halloween costume this year. Old Bernadette Peters in Sunday in the Park with George.
Mama,
Do you think when Bernadette Peters was asked to be Into the Woods
Mama,
by Sondheim and Lapine, she said, okay, but this time I'm ugly in Act 1 and pretty in Act 2. All right? It's really a contemplative kind of show. People do a lot of thinking on stage. Something loud is happening in the hallway. I would love to see a comparative, someone who knows more of music theory than me, a comparison between a lot of the motifs in Sunday in the Park and Into the Woods and Assassins. To my only vaguely trained ear, like this is very Cinderella Into the Woods seeming. There's been a lot of things that sound like very Assassins, and it's all because it's just Sondheim stuff, but it's cool, it's interesting. It's one of the more interesting things about this musical. I don't understand. Is he supposed to
taught
be
me about concentration.
both Georges?
At first I thought that
Is this an
meant
acid
just
trip?
being still.
What are we saying about art? You have to connect with your family?
Meant much more.
That-
Meant
This is a very pretty song, but I don't care. I wish that would stop. So it's just about an artist trying to find himself? I want to like this. I like parts of it. Together it's more difficult. All at once, it's just kind of flighty and non-specific. So it does end with this song too. Okay, at least I didn't have that part wrong. Huh. What an intriguing show. I guess I don't know what I was expecting because I know more of the show than I expected to, and had heard a bunch of the songs before and a bunch of the themes. A lot of other Sondheim shows have a more through line of a plot. You know, even something that is kind of ambiguous like Company or Assassins, there's still like some defined conflicts and tension and resolution, and there's certainly conflict in this, but it is so abstract and amorphous. And I don't know whether I liked it. I liked parts of it for sure. The whole thing was kind of long, kind of wandery. Huh. I feel like I must have missed something. I don't know. Maybe I did. Sunday in the Park with George. You should tell me if I missed something. I guess. Have a great day.